I am Abubakar Abdullahi in Nairobi. From Kenya and across the globe, we welcome our viewers to this program, a program that takes an exclusive look, a global approach and an exclusive look in evocative matters in business, sports, technology and politics. But first, let's get the day's headlines. Real makes it real for a record third time. Arsenal appoints Unai Emery as it is head coach. The clock is fast ticking for the FIFA World Cup. Let's get to our top story. Spanish giant Real Madrid have won the UEFA Champions League for a record third time, trouncing over Liverpool 3-1. Goals from Gareth Bale and Karim Benzema ensured the Spaniards won the cup for a record 3 times. Moving on. Arsenal Football Club has appointed Unai Emery as it is head coach to replace long-serving Arsene Wenger, who was at the club for 22 years. Unai Emery is a former PSG and Sevilla coach. To our top story. The clock is fast ticking for the 21st FIFA World Cup that will see 64 nations meet in Russia for a 1-month-long sporting activity. The world's largest and most watched sporting activity brings together 64 countries, among them 5 countries that represent Africa. Morocco, Algeria, Nigeria, and Egypt are among the teams that will represent Africa in this FIFA World Cup. Kenya has eyes on qualifying for the 2022 FIFA World Cup and aims to ensure it gets a slot. But is that dream a valid dream? Our reporter Anthony Baki reports.
It is the joy of each country, the dream of any professional footballer, that of playing in the World Cup, the world's largest sporting activity. With it comes a footballing glory and cherishable titles. Things that fit well as an achievement for any football player. A month-long soccer bonanza that brings together elite and earthy teams for a grueling competition. And just like any tournament, the favorites, regarded as the big boys, march to humble those who qualified on a miracle. The latter two trying to prove why they qualified. Spain and Germany, the two brightly lit among the 32 teams that will participate in this year's FIFA World Cup. Others will merely grace the occasion. The dream of winning the World Cup stretches among continents and culture. Africa, like other continents, too has not been left out in the tournament. Egypt, Morocco, Nigeria, Senegal, and Tunisia carry the continent's color in the 2018 World Cup. The dream of other nations like Kenya posts still 2022. But does Kenya stand a chance to qualify?
Yeah, Kenya does actually have a chance to qualify for the 2022 World Cup.
Others as well, skeptical of any qualifying prospects.
I think Kenya has a 10% of qualifying because if you look at the management, it all starts at the management, and if we are able to correct everything, deal with corruption cases, build up pitches and everything, there's a lot of talent, there's a lot of people willing to play, but the management is still letting us down. So 10% chance of playing at the World Cup.
Anthony Baki for ATV News.
Anthony, thanks for the piece. Gauging the hopes of Kenyans, of course, football lovers across the country, what are their hopes in terms of qualifying for the FIFA 2022 World Cup?
Abu, I'm getting you very clearly. Getting from what the fans are saying about Kenya's qualification to the 2022 World Cup, there has been a mixed reaction from all the fans across the country, in the sense that the quality of football in Kenya has not yet improved. But there are hopes that with time, as we get more resources and even better facilities, that there is hope that at one point Kenya will qualify for World Cup as we go in as much as football is concerned.
Thank you. And before I bring my panel of experts, as always, remember you can be part of the conversation. Leave us a comment on my Facebook page, Abu Bakr Abdullahi, and on Twitter at Abu Bakr Abdullahi. Let me bring in my panel of experts, 3 gentlemen: Mike Njoroge, a sports writer; Collins, a football player; and Apete Julius, who is a head coach. Mike, let me start with you. Is qualifying for the World Cup 2022 a far-fetched dream or a reality that can be achieved?
It can be achieved, but maybe not in our lifetime. We're still far way off from where we need to be to qualify for the FIFA World Cup. So yes, I think our ranking is still low, our quality of football is still low. So for the meantime, it's such a high probability.
Collins, let me bring you into the conversation as a football player, as a man who is passionate about football. What will it take to qualify for the 2022 World Cup?
I think we need structures. We need structures to qualify for 2022 World Cup. We need to have under 17, we need to have under 14, we need to have under 12. So by nurturing these young talents, we'll be able to qualify for the 2022 World Cup as early as now. The preparation has to start right now. We can't wait for 2022. We have to start right now.
Apete, you are a head coach, a man involved in the career development of many players coming through the ranks. Is it the talent or the capacity that we lack, or even both?
I don't think we lack the talent. We have pure talent in Kenyan football. If you look at the likes of Victor Wanyama, Origi, that is pure talent. Even in the Kenyan Premier League, we have pure talent. But I think it's the footballing body that is letting us down in Kenya. If we only stop being corrupt in the footballing body, then I think we can proceed to the FIFA World Cup in 2022. Looking at the fights between the Kenyan Premier League body and the FKF body, it's not really supporting our local football, not even the international football at all. Just previously, you saw the fight between the KPL and the FKF to host a Mashemeji Derby. One team was, we are hosting the Mashemeji Derby. One team, we have players going for the international duties. I think these are things that we can avoid and make our players prepare well for these international games. I think it's lack of preparation that is really letting us down in the Kenyan football.
Okay, let me bring in Mike to the conversation again. Mike, what will it need to qualify for a World Cup?
What we need is to set up structures. Unfortunately, those structures needed to have been set up 20 years ago. But we can start now setting up good structures where from the grassroots we are developing the tactical mind and the technical abilities of footballers from a very young age. And then looking to see how they go through the ranks, and so that by the time they get to the senior team, they're experienced enough.
Gentlemen, as we conclude, let me get to Collins. Collins, is it from your generation of footballers, of course, who are relatively 22 years of age at the moment, or will it be another generation, an upcoming generation that will usher Kenya to a possible FIFA World Cup competition?
From the look of things, I think it's not from my generation. I think the kind of leadership we are having it's a poor leadership, and there's a lot of corruption in the football sector, and I doubt if my current generation will usher Kenya into the FIFA World Cup. I think the coming generations, if the leadership will be stable and if we put structures in place, then I think we'll be able to qualify for, the coming generations will qualify for the FIFA World Cup in the coming years.
Gentlemen, thanks for your insights. Mike Njoroge, a writer of football; Collins Wanyoni, a football player; and Apete Julius, a football coach. We appreciate your time. Before we wind up, let me read some of your comments. Of course, for those who have been texting, tweeting, and leaving us a comment on our Facebook pages. At Omar says, yes, we can qualify. What we need is stakeholders who will come together to make sure the dream is reached. One last tweet. Jomo on Twitter says, Kenya has a long way to qualify, but we are not ruling out the prospect of ever qualifying. And in conclusion, this is my opinion. Football or footballing fantasies are things that we enjoy. It brings together people, and it will be of nice thing for Kenya to qualify for a World Cup, seeing Kenya compete against the world's giants like Germany, Brazil, or any other country. But it will take time. Will it be 2022? I doubt. But will we ever qualify for a FIFA World Cup? If and if only all the stakeholders involved take it seriously. I'm Abubakar Abdullahi. That brings us to the end of our live broadcast. Don't miss to join us in the next episode. Till then, I'm Abubakar Abdullahi. Bye-bye.